Haley's pregnant.
No, I'm not. Hello from Australia.
Good day.
Good day, mate. Probably thinking, what the heck? Brad and Haley take a hiatus, a 6-month hiatus off of YouTube, and now we no longer have our home and we're living abroad.
In a different country.
So we thought we would do a little sit-down video. You all requested this on Instagram for us to sit down and kind of share a life update of what's been going on.
Where to begin? Well, my hair's blonde. It's you would think I'd be going grey with all these changes. That's what I tell everyone. No, this. I mean, you guys have asked why did I do this. I've just always wanted. I haven't really cared too much about my hair. It's always just like when we were dating, Haley gave me a bowl cut, and I was just like, whatever. Then we shaved it, and it's just grows back. And I've always wanted to do it blonde, and so we contacted our good friend Jill, and she full on did it, and I love it. This is actually the second time I've done it.
Once you go blonde, you never go back. You know, blondes do have more fun. So sorry, Pip, you're the only brunette in the fam right now.
Yeah, I'll go back, but I just am doing it for fun right now.
But it's funny. It's like as if our kids don't have enough changes going on in their lives right now. Brad
We
changed
sold the
his
house.
hair.
Dad's hair's blonde. We're going to Australia.
What's going on?
What?
So let's rewind a bit.
So probably about the house. Most of you have probably seen recently our Making a House a Home, and we truly designed our dream home and then decided to sell it.
Yeah, it's funny because I would actually have nightmares of another family living in our house after we built it. Like, I just loved that home so much. But it was just kind of crazy because last spring, Brad and I both had this undeniable feeling of just like, we need to do something different in our lives. We feel like we need to sell our house and just kind of like reevaluate things, and that's why we have been radio silent until we've been here in Australia on our YouTube channel, just because we wanted to take that time to make some decisions for our family that was just offline.
At first we were thinking like, what are these changes we need? Is it our work? Is it what? And I mean, we're religious, and so we follow those promptings and call it Jiminy Cricket or whatever. We just have always followed those feelings, and it hasn't led us astray. And so we felt this feeling. It was like, no, you need to sell your house. And then that was, up to then, is all we had in our mind. And it was so weird, but it was clear. And
I was thankful that we both felt it, because I think that would have been like hard if one of us was like, no, we need to sell the house, and the other one didn't. And we loved our home, we loved our neighborhood, like everything about it. It kind of didn't make sense for us to be selling our house, and so when we told our families, everyone was just like shocked. But you know, life is just too short to just, I don't know, settle down. I feel like we realized, like, after we got into the house, that forever homes shouldn't be like a forever home. You know, like that home served its purpose for its time, and the memories that we made building it, and you know, the whole series that we did, it is something that we will continue to carry with our family, especially as, you know, we have another home in the future.
And it just, life takes you in different directions sometimes, even when you least expect it. I think like the adventure in life is sometimes the uncertainty. When everything is just like fine and plateauing, it's kind of just, you don't feel like you're living.
Yeah,
and so,
it just felt like we got into that house, like it had been this build up, like this thing we had been like working towards and like so excited for, and like once we got there, it was just kind of like, okay, we've arrived, and like it's
super grateful for it.
It was amazing, but like I just felt like our growth stopped in so many different ways. You know, it's like when you get in uncomfortable situations, that's where true growth is. And so we're like, we need to do something and get a little more uncomfy, you know? And
the interesting thing is, our girls have never been happier out here adventuring, kind of nomad lifestyle. We'll end up, obviously, in Utah because our family's there and we love being close to family. But this experience, it's just been eye-opening that that stuff doesn't matter. It's more of these memories and just being together as a family, wherever we go. So what's like another huge change? So house is now gone.
Yeah.
We're technically homeless.
Yeah. So we're like, you know, we're in between homes, and it's actually super expensive to rent in Utah right now. So we're like,
it's wild.
We had some extra Sky Miles, and so we're like looking at flights. We're like, and we found this Airbnb in Australia. And so anyway, we wanted to go somewhere warm. We had been to Sydney a few years ago and we just loved the slow paced lifestyle. We've always wanted to bring our kids here, so here we are.
Yeah, when I was younger, I mean, my family used to move about all the time. My dad opened up a golf course in Poland, and so we lived in Poland for a bit, and then I lived in Chile for a bit. And just all these things give these experiences that you can't teach, and we've seen that in our girls, definitely them bonding together too, right? Because they're their friends 24/7. A lot of emotions as well, but mostly I just see their memories there growing, and it reminds me of my childhood with me and my siblings. And it enables them to have this confidence and just this experience as well, which, yeah, you can't really teach that. And so that's one huge positive that we weren't thinking that now we're seeing here in Australia.
As far as education goes,
the cutest homeschool teacher.
Stop it.
Oh my gosh, I taught like
You've been doing
two lessons about, and we were learning about Australia, which was cool. I did have a lot of help from YouTube. But this one is like a Nanny McPhee type great teacher.
It was nice because before we left for Australia, we went and lived at my parents for a month, for the month of December before we came out here. It was nice to kind of get a rhythm of what homeschool might feel like, especially for the kids as well.
And we were nervous.
We were nervous. I was like, oh, we're gonna have our kids with us 24/7. How is this gonna work? But they've just been thriving, and I have been really enjoying it. Actually, I have been realizing now how quickly our kids grow. Lucy turns 9 in April, and I'm just like, we're gonna blink and she'll be a teenager and she's gonna be too cool for us, and hopefully she's never too cool for us. Lucy, never be too cool for mom and dad. But yeah, it's been really fun coming up with a bunch of like fun little projects, specifically around Australia. We'll be sharing more vlogs and like everyday life here soon.
We're gonna show a little clip right here of Haley's little egg carton thing that she did, which was the cutest thing ever, and that they just went around looking for different colors of things to then add to a picture, which I did draw. I'll give my little insert there. But just super cool ideas and getting creative and great ways to make more memories with our kids.
Today, me and the girls made some fun artwork that involved nature. So we went outside and got our nature treasure boxes that were color coordinated and got flowers, leaves, bark, all sorts of nature of different colors. And we brought them back to the house, and just like using a crayon box, we used nature instead to fill in our pictures. And I had so much fun seeing what the girls created out of leaves and flowers, and we even brought home a little surprise caterpillar, which was extra fun. It was such a fun way to do art together, but also get outside and explore.
Oh, the whole story?
Yeah.
Haley wants me to share the whole story, so here we go.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of crazy because Brad had this idea to...
Back in like 2016.
Yeah, so you know he launched his camera backpack company years ago.
Which is right.
Which is right here.
Right here. One color.
That's always been our dream to, you know, have our own product someday.
Second color.
And it's funny because when we launched it, when was that, 2018?
I have the third color here right now. 2018 was when we launched the first backpacks, which was 2 colors.
Yeah, and they sold out super quick. But our factory told us, hey, this is too technical of a bag. We can no longer make it anymore. So we just stopped marketing it, and it kind of was a project that went on the back burner because it would just require so much more work.
And it's like, we're parents too, and so trying to like put our bandwidth and spread ourselves out not too thin. We're doing a ton of social media, and then we're doing just production work, and then, you know, all of this. And so it was kind of something that had to go on the back burner, that we just didn't have enough time for. As
time went on, as you know, in 2021, was it? I was diagnosed with POTS and just had a lot of like health concerns happening. And that was when there was like a huge reality check of like, okay, social media can be not a good idea for our family to rely on our income, because it is literally our health. And
well, another thing to that, it's like we try to just be as real as we can. I mean, there's a little camera here right now, but we try to just portray who we are.
Yeah.
And with Haley's POTS at that time, literally there were days where she couldn't get out of bed. and it was just debilitating. And so,
but it was hard because it was like, okay, I have to, you know, get up, show up, put on makeup, talk about my brand deals, and then literally go crawl back in bed so that, you know, we can pay our bills and, you know, sustain our family. And so it was a really hard time. And that was also around that time that we were starting to, you know, reevaluate, okay, where do we want the future of our family? You know, this has been, you know, our goal for so long, but now we've been doing social media and Instagram and relying on that as our income for like the past 10 years. You know, we feel like we need a change. We're ready for a change.
We wanted to come out with something that would add value in a different way that we could promote as well. But not just like the average thing. We wanted to create something that was completely different and that just something that people loved.
Well, something that we would be the consumer of, right?
And we could like fully get behind it. Yeah,
and
totally.
That's what was so cool about the original Holdland backpack that Brad designed back in 2018, was that?
Yeah.
Was we could never find a camera backpack that we genuinely loved, and it had the hip belt. We also use it as like a baby carrier occasionally, even though we don't market it that way, but like there's so many things about it that just fits so well in our lifestyle, and we feel like, well, and so many people have already purchased it and love it. We know that people love it.
I love seeing it out in the wild. I'm like, you're my person. But it's also, I mean, we would always have camera backpacks in the past that either like were super cool in aesthetics, yet functionality were way off, or comfort were way off, or the comfort was super good, but then everything else was horrid. And so we wanted to create as much of a hybrid of all those things in one, and that's when the Holdland original backpack came out that fits all our gear, it's super comfortable, and has some cool innovative like features that are proprietary to the backpack. Right
after Brad launched the backpacks is when he came up with the idea for the Holdland Iris lens cap, which essentially, here, let's see it. We'll show you the one that's on the camera already. But this has been a labor of love because it's actually born from like my mistakes, because I'm always the one losing the lens cap, and
I'm a little OCD.
Brad loves having the, you know, the glass protected, and I'm the one who learns the hard way. I lose the lens cap and then our lenses get all scratched up. And as you know, that's the most important and expensive part of the camera. So Brad came up with this idea, but we were just like, it just went on the back burner a little bit. Like he was still working on it, but we didn't have any more of our personal funds we could put into it. So I was like, Brad, if you can get an investor, like go for it. He also has some really amazing contacts, and he started just like designing it, you know, around nighttime and when there was time, you know, that he could do it.
Well, it was like, I had this idea, but how do I bring it to life?
Yeah.
And I have some good friends in the design industry who were awesome and brought out like the files and everything, and then I had to supply the material and find the factory and then do all this stuff. I love it. Like I can see how people get into this stuff, because when you actually get a tangible like model and product, it's just like, it's a really cool feeling.
Yeah, well, especially this one. It's been so technical. He's had to work with so many different designers and engineers. Like, we had the design already, but then we couldn't get it to close all the way. And so anyway, it's just been such a labor of love. So much time and efforts and just getting this perfect.
So this is what it is. We haven't even told you what it is. So basically, it's a lens cap that never leaves your camera. So you thread it on, and then you just rotate it and it closes right there. And so this is it.
It's so crazy because it's been a concept for so long.
Yeah.
And now we've only had it personally for like a month. And now my lens cap's already, if I shoot with a lens that doesn't have it on there, it just feels naked.
I know.
It's crazy how quickly it turns into muscle memory too. Like you just like open it, shoot, close it, you know, like it's just so easy. It enhances the photography experience tenfold. It's the best.
Well, when we were in New York, it was great because I like had it on my side and we were going through the subway and there was people and just like, we had to, we were like following maps and then hopping off the train. There's just a lot of chaotic things, which usually for the like the run and gun photographer or even the hobbyist, right? You're always just running around, your hands are full with kids and all this stuff. You don't have to worry about that, and we don't. And that's when we lose lens caps. And so I was just like, come on, we have to come out with something that's cooler, that just rotates and you take your pictures and then you close it and then...
Isn't it one of those things that it's like, why is this not already a product? So Brad quickly grabbed a patent on it. And so, yeah, now it's patent protected. I
was like, I better patent it.
He needs to go to Shark Tank. So leave us a comment if you think Brad needs to take this to Shark Tank.
Or tag him in here. That'd be great. I can make a fool of myself in front of the world. No. So the cool thing is, when we sold our house, it was at a great time, and we were able to then buy out our initial investors and fully own it. And so I'm really happy that we did that, because now it's really set off on the right foot, and we can take it even more in the direction that we want to go. Yeah, and we can fully own it ourselves, you know, which is crazy. It's so funny because that wasn't the reason why we sold our house, but it ended up being just something that like was a part of the domino effect of selling our house. From the initial like... It's just crazy how it all worked out. Yeah, from like the initial tiny little voice saying sell your house without any idea of repercussions or things to happen in the future. There's just been these cool like affirmations going forward that's like, okay, that was the right decision. Yeah, that makes sense. We're still in that journey of like, okay, we made this decision, so let's see everything pan out. Like I said, we just launched the product, and so yeah, we're just going to keep doing that, and that is something that we can put a lot of our efforts and time into as well, in case anything were to happen health-wise as well. We love to push this product, which we find super valuable, and we know you will too. So what's the future like, Hayes? So yes, what's your 10-year plan? The worst question I've never had ever. Well, now we know we are never calling a home a forever home again. Yeah, I think we realize just how much life we still have ahead of us. It doesn't need to be a cookie cutter plan. If we do end up moving back into another home, it could potentially be our forever home, but not putting on the pressure of like, this is your forever home, you know, and like, even with any type of life decisions, that things can change, and that's okay, you know, just to always be open to change, and that's just life. So yeah, we are here in Australia until March, and then we go to New Zealand for a bit, and then we will come back to Utah. That is the plan. So fortunately, skipping the snow. There's a ton of snow there right now. And we're gonna have like a full year of sunshine. Summer, yeah. Chasing summer, but it's like 80 degrees here right now. Yeah. And wonderful. And there's so much we need to show you all and just share and just document for the memories. Yeah. And so we're going to do our best. We're also going to very much enjoy it, but we're also going to try our best to take cameras everywhere and show you around. We've done 2 recent videos. Well, that's just how we are. We enjoy ourselves when we're documenting. When we don't take our cameras out, we're like, I feel like it's a way of like how we show, I don't know. It's like how I watch the details. Ourselves. I'm like, oh, there's Pippa just running and enjoying. It's just fun. Sand and all that stuff. I don't know. That's just, we've always been that way. Yeah. But yeah, we are in Byron Bay. It is so cute. It is so us. Like, I would stay here forever if we could convince all of our family and friends to come out. It's pretty nice. My sister is coming to visit in a couple weeks, and Brad's parents are going to come out for about a month, possibly his brother. And then my parents are going to meet us in New Zealand. So we will have family coming out to see us, which we'll share as well. But yeah, it's kind of fun not knowing what life has in store. And Haley's pregnant. No, I'm not. I'm not. We were actually thinking about it in the fall for a bit, but yeah, now I'm like, 3's good. 3's good for now. Yeah, thank you for all the kind words that you lot have sent over the time, and just your patience too, and staying subscribed and sharing everything, all the sharing and stuff. Like, we see it and we appreciate it, and yeah, thank you guys. But yeah, that is a wrap for this little Q&A session. I can hear our kids downstairs, they need us. Pippa comes like banging on the door. But yeah, hit us up if you have any more questions. And yeah, we'll be sharing some more vlogs of our time here in Australia. Let us know if there's anything like specific you'd like to see from us, and follow along on Instagram, Bradley Devine, Haley Devine. We'll also be linking Holdland down below. We appreciate all of the support. So see you later. See you guys.